Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening. First tonight, emergency services are on the scene of a serious crash on the Tasman highway. Reporter McKenna Bailey is nearby. McKenna, what can you tell us?
Lou, we don't know many details just yet, but emergency services were called to Tongana, just a short distance from here, around 4 this afternoon. Multiple emergency service vehicles are on the scene managing the incident. Details of injuries are not yet known. Police are advising motorists to avoid the area. Lou.
All right, thanks for that, McKenna Bailey there. And in some more developing news, tourists were left stuck on the state's most iconic chairlift this afternoon. People say the chairlift at Launceston's Cataract Gorge broke down, leaving those riding it stuck for at least 30 minutes. It's not known at this stage what caused the breakdown, but it's understood all riders are now back on the ground. Sheffield's United service station has been robbed of $24,000 worth of stock overnight. Police say a man in a light balaclava forcibly entered the business at about 1:30 this morning. Cigarettes, cash and 50 pairs of sunglasses were stolen. Anyone with information is asked to contact Tasmania Police. The state has recorded its lowest amount of COVID cases in almost 9 months. Just 115 cases were recorded. 28 people have COVID in Tasmanian hospitals, 11 being treated specifically for the virus. More than 180 people have died since the start of the pandemic. Sorell sports groups and the council are locked in disagreement over the best way forward for the Pembroke Park redevelopment. Millions of dollars were committed to the project by the state government, but the football club says those funds are being used against them.
The Pembroke Park club rooms mean something special to the Sorell Football Club. Back in the early 90s, the players literally built it themselves.
We built it with bricklayers from here. Plumbers from here, ceiling blokes from here, electricians from here, from the football club.
The nest has been slated for renovations, with the council awarded $2.5 million to fund them during last year's state election.
We do want this facility. The area is growing. It is needed.
But now the club's been told by the council it would have to hand over ownership of the rooms, and they think they're getting a raw deal. They'd lose exclusive rights to the canteen and kiosk, two of its biggest forms of income.
We probably might as well just shut up shop. If that happens, we just would not be able to survive with the income we get out of that.
The footy club feels like the state government money is being leveraged against it and question whether it's an ethical use of the funds. Other user groups like the cricket club also say the decision needs to be reviewed.
It helps us offset our costs to our members, and more for us about providing for our members.
Sorell Mayor Kerry Vincent declined to speak on camera today, but said the council's plans reflect that Pembroke Park is a multi-use facility and they would benefit the wider community. The state government doesn't have any policies regarding responsible management of awarded funds, but a spokesperson says the expectation is that the funds are used for the redevelopment. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
90% of a state government small business support fund remains up for grabs more than a month after it was announced. 68 applicants have been awarded up to $1,500 to support them to access financial advice or guidance services.
Self-selecting to apply for the grants is a really good thing to do, and the more we can get the information out there about how to do that, the better.
I'm going through a digital marketing company. I've always dabbled with it myself, but it's good to have the money to put into a more professional perspective and coaching, I guess.
When the program was announced in late July, there had been persistent calls for wider business support programs. Appointing a joint oversight committee to take action on a damning report into the Tasmanian Parliament's workplace culture will be at the top of the agenda when MPs reassemble in Hobart this week. Meanwhile, a bill establishing the Homes Tasmania Authority will also be tabled in the Legislative Council. However, there are calls for it to be knocked back.
This is a contracting out of government's responsibility to provide solutions for Tasmanians that need public housing. providing a new legislation, a new board with no direct control from the Minister is not the response.
The government will be accountable. We, of course, have the capacity to appoint the board. There'll be responsible ministers. The governance program is there.
Nation-leading climate change legislation proposing a 200% renewable energy target will also be debated. New research has revealed more than 40% of young Tasmanian adults feel as though they did not receive adequate sex education, and children as young as 8 are watching porn. Act for Kids released the figures to mark the start of Child Protection Week. The organisation is encouraging parents to have open conversations with their children.
It's called Get Comfy, and it's about making people understand how important it is to get really comfortable talking about sex, bodies, relationships, and all of those things that we avoid.
More than 80% said the sex education they received at school did not prepare them for real-life experience. Act for Kids is calling for a minimum standard of education in schools. A local dad has spent this Father's Day giving back to a foundation which helped his son make it through his battle with cancer. The Colour Splash Fun Run, raising funds to grant the wishes of critically ill children.
5-year-old Harvey is a bundle of energy today, but 2 years ago, life looked a little different.
Overnight we went from school, playing with kids, to our lives were controlled by a hospital and doctors.
Diagnosed with aggressive medulloblastoma, Ian was forced to watch his child endure emergency brain surgery and 11 days in the ICU before having to relocate to Victoria for further treatment.
Harvey was a very sick boy, very quickly.
Ian today receiving the best Father's Day gift imaginable, a whole year of Harvey's remission.
Now every opportunity I have I spend with my kids.
The father-son duo celebrating in a sea of colour as ambassadors of Hobart's Colour Splash Fun Run. Ian says it's a chance to give back to the Make-A-Wish Foundation that is working hard to grant Harvey's dream of visiting Australia Zoo.
When you're in bed 24 hours a day pretty much, he found Steve Irwin on YouTube. The rest is history basically, so he started really exploring animals, dinosaurs, crocodiles.
It's going to be nice and warm there. I really want to go and see the crocodile.
More than 250 people turned up for the event, raising around $7,000. The funds helping other critically ill children persevere through a painful experience.
In Hobart at the moment, we've got 26 wishes waiting on the books.
Donations can still be made through the Make-A-Wish website. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
Some brave Tasmanians have taken a 70-metre plunge off the side of Rest Point for the annual Edge Abseil. Some enjoyed the ride while others conquered their fears, all for a good cause. The event, a fundraiser for the Royal Hobart Hospital Research Foundation.
My wife put my name forward, didn't tell me, and then I got an email saying that I'm in. And so, yeah, I just went and did it, yeah.
So overall we have fundraised over $250,000 over the 10 years of this event.
More than $30,000 has been raised so far this year. The Tasmanian Transport Museum is celebrating 60 years of operation. To mark the occasion, the Historical Society has put on a show displaying model trains and traction.
The green carriage is built in Launceston in the 1920s. We have the very old carriage that used to run on the Bell Reeve to Sorrel Railway. We don't normally use it, so that's a bit of a treat.
The museum was formed in 1962 and has run trains twice a month, almost continuously ever since. It took more than 12 years to find a permanent site for the attraction, which is now based in Glenorchy. Motor enthusiasts have lined up to lay their eyes on $15 million worth of unique vehicles, ranging in age from brand new to as old as 1910. The main attraction of the day, a Vincent Black Lightning, famous for holding the highest price paid for a motorbike.
Most people think the cars have come from interstate. They've never seen these cars before, which was the concept.
The inaugural event was a huge success, with more than 1,500 people rolling in by midday. Event organisers aim to raise around $10,000 for Variety Tasmania. The NBL 1 South Men's Champions have been decided, with Tassie taking out the top spot. The Hobart Chargers showed their dominance in the grand final, claiming their first victory since winning the Sable Championship in 2018.
Charging their way to premiership glory.
It feels amazing being a champion, man. Like, it's something that we worked really hard for. We've been grinding all season for it.
It feels really good to be an NBL 1 South Men's Champion.
The Hobart Chargers delivering a masterclass, taking down Mount Gambier to storm home with the championship, despite the Pioneers producing a standout opening quarter.
Mount Gambier jumped us early in the first quarter by 10 points.
It just motivated us when they made that tough little run in the first quarter.
But the boys bounced back.
Everybody was hungry to get this done, and we got the job done.
We had a really strong second quarter defensively.
Import AJ Harris closed the gap with a three-pointer. Ol Angustine also making an impressive hit back for Hobart with 2 dunks. Entering the fourth quarter, Jack jumpers Jared Bestow and Sam McDaniel banked some baskets, bringing it home for Hobart.
Here's McDaniel. It's been unstoppable, unguardable in this game.
He was named MVP for his efforts with 32 points and 6 rebounds.
Some of the best basketball I've seen played, and he just took over the game single-handedly.
The Chargers clinching the win, 78-62, with some of their biggest supporters watching on. More than 100 fans enjoying the game at Swisher Hoops. Hobart will now go on to play at the inaugural national finals held at Melbourne State Basketball Centre.
Next weekend, it's all or nothing for this group.
McKenna Bailey, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanian cyclist Richie Porte is gearing up for his last race before calling time on his career. The Tour of Britain begins tonight, with the first leg taking off in the heart of Aberdeen, Scotland. Porte will round out his 13-year professional career racing with the second most successful squad in modern race history, the Grenadiers. The event consists of 8 stages, concluding on the south coast of England on September 11. And Netball Tasmania has recognised some of the competition's brightest stars at its annual awards night. It was a successful ceremony for the Northern Hawks, with leader Kelly Woolnough claiming Coach of the Year. Shooter Ashley Moore was named the Open's MVP and Hotshot Award after scoring 834 goals. The captain, Danny Pickett, will make her 7th appearance in the Open's All-Star team, alongside Arrows player Sophie Gunn and Cavaliers centre Shelby Miller. Alex and Hannah Vinen will represent Cripps.
Good evening. 15 in Launceston today, 14 across Hobart and Devonport, Burnie 13. Strawn and St Helens 13, 14 in Flinders Island and 9 in Lyowini. On the close-up, low cloud is seen right across the state with patchy areas in the north. Further out, middle level cloud covers most of Western and Central Australia. Tomorrow, a strong high will move southwest of Tasmania while an area of low pressure crosses WA. South to southeasterly winds tomorrow 10 to 20 knots, swells up to 3 metres in the west and south and below 1 metre in the north. Tomorrow's forecast now, Hobart and Dover, showers and 12-13 in Ooze. In the north, partly cloudy about Launceston and Devonport, Scottsdale 14. Burnie tomorrow, partly cloudy, mostly sunny about Strawn and Stanley. A shower or 2 in St Helens and Swansea and 12 in Ross. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast now, Tuesday light showers about the south and east coast, Wednesday showers developing about the north, fine elsewhere, and Thursday showers about the north and east increasing during the evening. Capital cities 18 and showers in Perth tomorrow, Melbourne partly cloudy and 33 in Darwin. And currently Hobart 8 and mostly cloudy, Launceston 10 and Devonport 10 and mostly cloudy. That's all in weather, Lou.
Thank you for that, Jackie. And that's all your news for now as well. Thanks for joining us. Kim and the team will be with you tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. Good night.